Hello, everyone. It is Jackie with Pocket of Preschool, and tonight it is going to be all about an Earth Day theme or Earth Day activities that you can do in your classroom. So what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to walk you around my classroom and show you some activities you can do for Earth Day theme. Now, these will work in a half day, a full day, or a kindergarten classroom. Now, I never have time for all these, so pick the ones that you like and do those with your kiddos. There are tons of links at the top. There's links to my TPT store, all the Earth Day goodies. There is an Earth Day freebie at the top of this post you're going to want to grab. And then all the links to all the other things like my Amazon list and the Facebook group and all my past Facebook Lives are all at the top of this post. So what I want you to do in the comments, because you guys are so smart and you guys are doing some awesome things in your classroom, I want you to tell me in the comments your favorite Earth Day activity that you have done with your kiddos either in the past or this year, or maybe you have prepped it already. So I'm going to walk around and show you all the things, and we're going to get started. So the first thing I'm going to show you is some books. So here is my bookshelf. I am going to say the Earth Day books are kind of few and far between, but I'm going to show you some of my favorites. Now you can always add in books about nature, like this one over in the garden is really fun because you can talk about how we need to take care of our earth because we need to take care of all the animals that live in our earth. We got to take care of the earth so they can live and stay healthy. But my favorite Earth Day books are this one. It's called 10 Things I Can Do to Help My World. And it's super simple pictures, but it's like I enjoy, it's hard to turn, making toys from things around the house. So it's ways that they can or things they can do to help save the earth in kid-friendly ways, like making toys out of boxes, since everyone gets so many packages right now. So this book, if you're going to get one new book for the Earth Day, this one is it. It's one of my favorites. Sometimes it's in Scholastic. And then my other favorite is I Stink. It is in a hilarious alphabet book about all the stinky things that go into the trash, and there's even like a dirty diaper. If you don't have this book, there's a really fun YouTube version of this book, so you can totally do that too if you don't have this one in your classroom. And then the Earth book by Todd Parr. I mean, we love Todd Parr just for his illustrations and just the text, everything. So this is another really good one too. And again, it puts it in super kid-friendly terms. And then obviously there's all the ones from Scholastic that are always great, that are the nonfiction ones. If you want to kind of dive deeper into different things you can do to save the earth. These are from Scholastic. So yeah, but if you have this book, I Stink, you can tell this book is like so very loved. It's like hanging on barely. I think one of the pages is actually in our book hospital because it's out all year. It's one of our favorite books. So any books that my kiddos love, we put in the favorites basket, which is just this black dot basket, and it stays out all year long. So this is one that always goes in. So this book is really fun to do a retelling with because you guys know I love to do this, color copy the alphabet pages and make your own retelling kit. So you can tell I literally copied the pages. I put magnet tape on the back. You can tell I used to use this on a felt board. And I also copied the garbage guy. And what I do is I give these out before we start reading, and everybody usually gets 2 or 3 depending on your class size, and as we read the book they put them up. And let me show you right here. So like these are the pages I color copied, and then I just literally cut them out, you guys. So simple, but it makes the retelling so fun. It gets them ugly underpants. Oh my, they go crazy for that one. And there's also a dirty diaper in there. So they love this book, but it's a really fun way to do a retelling and an affordable way too. So grab this book, copy it, grab it from the library, color copy it, and make your own retelling kit. And then I was telling you about there's a freebie. So these giant posters are freebies because some kiddos may have never or may not know what a landfill is, or what litter can look like, or what water pollution can look like. So these are some free posters on my blog. The link is at the top of this post. This is also a photo of a recycling plant and recycling, the different things you can recycle. And then there is a forest that is kind of clean versus the one that has litter. So you can use those posters during Circle and talk about how they're different. You can also use them as, again, vocabulary cards. So yeah, so these are free on my blog, so grab those. All right, and if you have any world maps, this is a felt one from Target. You can pull those out just so the kiddos can kind of see that what the world looks like. And then for the writing center, so all of this is from my Earth Day Math and Literacy Centers. So I just put the word cards up, and then I have some Earth Day paper. I typically have in this bucket some not recycling. I have newspaper or scrap paper. So they are then reusing paper to rewrite or for their writing. So then they're reusing at the writing center. This is from a Write the Room I've done in the past. What I do is I take these outside and I just spread them all over the grass, and then the kiddos take their clipboards, and you can tell 3-year-old pre-K friend, they go outside and they just copy the words at their own level. So I've always had a multi-age classroom. So this is probably a younger 3 and obviously a pre-K kiddo because you can read what the words are. So take your read around the world activity. Take it outside. Take your journal activities outside. Take as much as you can outside and enjoy the earth during your Earth Day week. There's also a initial sound puzzle. And I put the end of the alphabet in this little pocket chart. This pocket chart is from Lakeshore. The little pocket, or the pockets, sorry, the magnetic stand is from Lakeshore, sorry. But the little cards are in my centers pack. And then they can just question, Q, and they can match up the puzzle. You can also put these puzzles, you can put magnets on the back, and they can do it that way as well. All right, so let's go to art. Look at all this stuff I got out to show you guys. Okay, so for a Play-Doh tray, this would typically be our Play-Doh tray, right? We have some Play-Doh and some other things, rolling pin. So my challenge would be to the students would be I would get rid of the rolling pin. You're going to flip up your Play-Doh tray and put in some other things. So some other things you can do in the art center to reuse. So on my blog, I have these free little signs, old markers and extra lids. And why I collect old markers is because 1, these lids are great for manipulatives, and 2, you can make your own liquid watercolor. But the trick is use bottled water. So otherwise they are gonna make mold eventually just because kiddos' hands are on the tips of them and maybe they sneezed or whatever. So use bottled water and you won't get mold. And just let these sit in just some water. You don't want to fill it that high. You want the color to be nice and solid. You can put all different kinds of markers in. So if you have like smelly markers, all the different kinds, put them in. Make your own liquid watercolors, and then use them in your classroom. And because we all know liquid watercolors are kind of expensive. So this is a really fun way, again, to make your own liquid watercolor. It looks gorgeous too, sitting in the window. And then again, these little signs, my kiddos get used to putting the old markers that don't work in the old marker bucket. And then there's also great to have extra glue cap lids because you'll never, if they say they can't find theirs, say, oh, just go look in the extra lid box. And there's always one in there. So, little classroom management piece too. You can also make crayons out of old crayons. So the trick is to soak So obviously these, I wouldn't break apart these. I would use the ones that look like junk. Soak the crayons in water, and then that paper will peel off easy, which is a great fine motor activity. And then I like to use the silicone containers, but it will ruin them. So just an FYI. And then I like to have them sort the crayons into the different colors. So now I got a sorting activity too. And yeah, so now they're sorting, and then you just pop them in the oven, and now you have some new crayons. Pretend this one's purple. So yeah, so all kinds of fun there. Now let's talk about just some fun open-ended art. So this one is my favorite. So you can tell them how the world is covered in land and water, and grab some crepe paper from the Dollar Tree and just cut it in some strips. So this is great if you don't have tissue paper, and it's also great because this crepe paper is super easy to cut, especially if you have little guys or kiddos who need some scissor skill practice. And then again, I always like to use the little plates because it's just by the time they cut and then glue to make their little world, that is a hard activity. It is a lot of work. This will take kiddos probably about 20 minutes-ish is typically how long they take. So if you're in kinder, you could use a full-size plate, but if you're in preschool or pre-K, I would absolutely use the small plates so they're not frustrated and they actually finish the activity. So that's one little world you can make. Another one you can do is to take coffee filters and then just color them with the blue and the green. And then they're going to take a spray bottle. I'm just going to do it on the here for you. And they can watch. Obviously, you want to use washable markers. But they can watch the colors bleed, and it makes a little world. So it went from coffee filter, they color it, and then use the spray bottle, which again, all of this squeezing is great fine motor. And now they have little worlds, and you can hang them up and put them in the windows, and it will be just gorgeous. You can also take a coffee filter, and they can drip or squeeze liquid watercolor out. You can also, at the end of the week, if you make your own liquid watercolor, they can use that for this activity, and all they're gonna do is drip some drops on the coffee filter to make their world. And again, this would be really fun to use with the liquid watercolor that they made. And then you can always put these hearts in the middle once they're dry, since we love our world. Another fun activity is printing little worlds. So this is just a cake pan. So any pan will work as long as it is completely flat on the bottom. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna squirt some paint. These little squirt bottles are from Discount School Supply. They're gonna squirt some paint on the bottom. You can also do this with a cupcake tray. And then what they're gonna do is, I already did some to kind of show you guys, but they're gonna flip it over and then they're gonna smash it. And look, so cool. And then they can smash it again. And then they can smash it again. And as they're smashing, they're having to push, developing all those fine motor muscles. So it's a fun little world printing, and they can keep printing until there is no paint. Are they gonna print over top each other? Probably, but it's totally fine. And you say, oh, you're out of paint. Put some more paint on there. And you don't have to worry about washing it off since you're using just blue and green. It just makes it so gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And then if you need more of a cutting activity and you want to do another reusing activity, grab some newspaper clip and just cut them up. I would cut these in another strip again. And then all they're gonna do is just cut into strips and glue it on. And then the glue doesn't have to be dry. And then they're gonna take watercolor and then they're just gonna paint. Obviously these are dry, but they can just paint. Here, I'll use some liquid watercolor. And they can paint it on there. I literally just took this, use that. So you could use the liquid watercolor you guys made too. So, And again, super simple, easy cutting activity. If your kiddos are having trouble cutting and these are too hard, again, always put tape on the little one, so that way you can say tape to the ceiling, and that way they know their thumb goes to the ceiling. If that's tricky for them, grab some loop scissors. I call them bounce back scissors. I think on Amazon they are loop scissors, but they literally bounce back open. Whoops. And that way they're only having to squeeze, because you know some kiddos who are just learning how to use scissors, they squeeze it closed and they can't get it back open. This practices that motion for them. So that way your kiddos who are struggling with scissors, they can still do the activity just with a little accommodation. They also make the loop scissors, if your kiddos' hands are super tiny, like in different sizes. So you can put both out. Some kids like the big ones, some kids like the little ones. I always put both out to see if they have a preference, they can use what they want. So, all right, so those are some fun art activities. So fun. And again, have this is like a squeeze globe. It's like a ball from the Dollar Tree. So have a globe out if you're doing any kind of art activity, just so they can picture what they're doing. So there's that. All right. So now for some math and literacy activities. So for counters or manipulatives for a Earth Day theme, I love these jewels from the Dollar Tree. And these are in the floral section, or the little rocks. You can always use little pom-poms. Or if you're like me and collect lids, or maybe you can have parents send in lids, or if you eat in your class, pencil boxes, and you can use these, and they can literally just fill if you have littles, or you can roll the dice and they can put that many in, or they can put that many caps in, the recycling. So that's another way. If you can't find these, I saw somebody in the Pocket of Preschool Facebook group. She took just 2 cups and then she put a recycle sign on one and a trash sign, or I think she did the blue. Yeah, so she did the recycle sign, and she just did a Google image. She just did the recycle sign on this and a trash symbol on this. And then, so use those, and because she couldn't find these at the Dollar Tree. So that works too if you can't find those recyclable cups. Another fun activity to do is just take literally paper out of the recycling bin or scrap paper, write letters on it, have your kiddos crumble it up, or you can have your kiddos write the letters on there, and then they can put them all in the recycling bin. Again, you can use the recycling cups if you want. And then what I do, it's really fun, is I'll throw them all over the carpet area, and then I'll give them all each a pair of tweezers, and I'll say, okay, get your trash grabbers, and then these are all over the carpet, or you can do it over the table. They have to grab the trash with their tweezers. You have to open it up, which, look at all this great fine motor. They call out the letter A, and they can say the sound if they are capable of that, and then they crumble it back up, and they can throw it on the ground or throw it in the air, whatever you want to do. And it's so much fun, gets them up and moving, great fine motor, and great with letter sounds. If they don't know the letter, they just ask for help. So that's super simple and super, super fun. Another fun one, and these next 3 I'm going to show you, these are all in the Math and Literacy Centers pack. So this is a clap and build syllable game. So they would say the word butterfly and clap it. And that one has 3 syllables. So they're going to put 3 cubes on that one. And they do that for all of the words. And then they can visually see which words are long, have tall towers, and which words are short and have short towers. You can also sort letters by uppercase, lowercase, in my name, not in my name, holes, no holes. Again, just playing and manipulating letters in fun and different ways. Those do come with worksheets as well. And then you can take these same letter cards and make same letter cards, or any letter cards you have, or if you don't have my center pack, just use recycled paper or write on newspaper and then pick the letter. And then this is one of those kid plates from Target. So then they can use the marker cap And then they can write the letter in the sand, and then shake, shake, shake to erase. And then they can write the letter in the sand, and then shake, shake, shake to erase. So just a fun little twist on a writing tray. And I know a lot of people are having trouble finding those wooden trays. And you guys, these kid plates, they work just as well. And they're like 50 cents. And you can get them at Walmart too. So those are some fun things to do. There's also a read, build, write. And this has 2 levels. So they pick a letter card. And then they can either find the match in lowercase, or they can build it in the recycling bin, and then they just write it at the bottom with the dry erase marker. They could also build it with Play-Doh. Now, if you have older kiddos, or maybe that group, you're doing one group is just working on letters, and you have another group that is ready for some sight words, so they pick a sight word card, and then they build it, H-A-D with the letters, and then they would write it at the bottom. So much fun. And it comes with all the letter cards and sight word cards and blank ones too, in case you want to work on different words. Or you could do student names too. Okay. All right, a couple more fun math games for you guys. So take those lids, or again, have families send them in, write numbers on them, and just do a recycling number line. So you can use lids, you can use really anything you have in your classroom. You can use manipulatives, but it's just, again, reusing something that you guys already have in your classroom. Oh, I forgot this one. Okay, so everyone has, well, a lot of people have a recycling bin in their classroom. So, or if not, like I went in my dramatic play container and I grabbed a lot of the dramatic play real food containers out, and then I put in like a cup and things. And what you can do is you can sort your trash by size, but using hula hoops. These I got from the dollar store a couple years ago. You can always put like small, medium, and large in there. You can also sort by, you can say one is trash and one is recycle. So obviously you would put all the things that recycle in, I guess it depends on the cup, right? All the things you can recycle in the recycling bin, and the things that would be trash you can put in there, in the other hula hoop. So again, you can do big sorts, or you can do small sorts on sorting boards. Up to you. If you want to bring in things, just make sure all of your recycling is clean and there are no sharp edges, so kiddos, they don't get hurt. You can also measure the trash with cubes. So if you put a whole bunch of recycling out, grab some of these, cubes, and then they can measure how big they are with cubes and see which one is the biggest. And this is also great for environmental print as well. So much fun. So you can sort or measure your recycling. In the Math and Literacy Centers pack, there is also a build the number board with a 10 frame and with a 20 frame. So there's little worlds that come with it, or you can just use your counters. It's totally up to you, or you can let your kiddos pick. These are fun to use too as number cards, and they can write. You can take these outside and hide them everywhere, and they can find the number, and then at the end, they can all put them in a number line. Again, take as much as you can outside for an Earth Day theme. Also in my center pack, there is a 2D and 3D shape game. So there's 3D shape puzzles. And then this is just I Spy a Shape. So they can either pick the card and then cover it up with a counter, or they can finger trace it or use a dry erase marker to trace it. It's up to you. You pick what works for you and your kiddos. I just released my Earth Day fine motor mats. So these are great for like arrival centers. Put out a whole bunch of pattern blocks and all the pattern block mats, or Play-Doh, or the pom-poms, or geoboard, or the cubes. And then if you or your kiddos are not fans of dry erase markers, or maybe your kiddos write on things, they can always finger trace the word. at the bottom. Or just read it. They can say bottle. Totally up to you. Now, this is my favorite thing I wanted to share with you today. So I literally ran to Target tonight because I made little earths with chickpeas. So you can see there's a pom-pom in there too. So they're blue, but they have like a little bit of green on them. So they look like little earths for a fun sensory tub. Now I just made a mini one because I wanted to show you guys how to make them. But put in a bottle because they have to use that eye-hand coordination to put them in. And they always love when things make sounds when they go in. And that is a lot of work. If they can fill up this bottle with all the things, you can always throw some pom-poms and some gems in, some tweezers. These are from Walmart. You can throw in a dice so they can roll the dice and put that many in. Some little cupcake cups, little cups. Now let me show you how I made these. Okay, we're gonna see if I can do this one-handed. So this is acrylic paint from Michaels. These are chickpeas or garbanzo beans from, what's it called? Target, I found them at. They're like $1 a bag at Target. Okay guys, I'm gonna try and prop up my phone. We'll see if it works. Maybe. All right. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, so you're supposed to close the bag, and I just have the acrylic paint in here, and then you're gonna mix, let me close the bag, guys. Sorry. I don't wanna get paint all over, because this acrylic paint stains. So you're just gonna shake, 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 and get these completely or pretty much coated. Shake, shake, shake. Kind of massage them because chickpeas have that little, like all the little cracks. So kind of massage them a little bit. And you can totally do this with your kiddos. If you're doing this with kiddos, I would use the baggies with the zipper on the top because then they won't accidentally like pop the bag and everything come flying out on you. Can you tell I've had that happen to me before multiple times? Okay, so we should be good. Let me open the bag and see. Okay, sorry. Okay, so you can see inside. They're pretty good. And then I just took a tray and I lined it in foil. So pretty. And then you just kind of, I'm just using the baggie and then I just kind of smooth them out. Obviously, if you have a big sensory table, you'd want to do this on a bigger scale. And then take some green acrylic paint and just, I don't know, do you see what I'm doing? Just kind of like squirting it all over a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. And then, okay, instead of using a glove, this is what I did for the other batch. I put my hand inside a baggie and I'm just kind of moving the green paint around. I don't want it to coat it. I just want it to get on them a little bit. So do you see? Look how cool it is, you guys. So exciting. It's the little things that make me happy. But look, don't they look like little earths? So here it is before I've done it with my glove. Do it with my glove a little bit. And look. So cool. Okay, I just got paint all over me. So how fun is that, you guys? So it's super simple to do, but oh my gosh, how cool are these little chickpea earths? So fun. Okay, again, it's $1 a bag at Target if you want to get them. And always use, if you're using acrylic paint, it stains. So just cover your tray. And then, yeah, so fun. And then it turns into this. Oh my gosh, I was so excited when I made these. So fun. I had made these a long time ago and I just haven't done it in a while, so I wanted to make some more. So fun for an earth theme. This would also be good for a space theme. You could do other planets too. like do like red and yellow, things like that, for all the different planets. So that is a fun sensory table filler. Now, if you don't want to do chickpeas or you can't do food, no worries. I've got you covered. So this is a fun like landfill. Look, I even put the free poster in. These are some recycle and trash little, again, these are like pen holders. These are from Amazon though. And then I put some little landfill trucks and like a roller, because you know they like flatten everything. And what this is, you guys, this is that pet bedding for like hamsters, but it's really just like paper. So it's totally sanitary. You can totally use it in the classroom. It's a great non-food sensory filler. But look, and it's soft. And then what I did was I took some little tissue paper squares and I just kind of crumbled them up and put them throughout. And then last year when I did this, well, no, sorry, we didn't do Earth Day last year because of COVID. So the year before, I had kiddos who needed to work on shapes. So I threw some shape buttons in there for trash, and they could pick them out and put them in the bin or put them in the dump truck, whatever they wanted to do. And I also put some glue lids in there so they could pretend, you know, some is recycle, some is trash. So just a fun little sensory filler. And this stuff isn't that expensive either. And it comes in all different colors if you wanted to use this for a different theme. So yeah, so super fun. It's just the pet bedding like by the hamster cages. For the block center, grab some paper towel tubes, just any kind of cup you have, and cardboard. And then, so basically, different kinds of recycling. And then I just crumbled up some newspaper and then marker lids, because that's plastic. These little guys I found at the dollar store. And then I always have cans in my block center. And then I also put up some STEM challenge posters. These are in the spring STEM I Can Build. So that way they are challenged to build something new. Maybe they want to build a junkyard. Maybe they want to build a trash can or a wind turbine or a recycling plant or a greenhouse. And they can do that with all these fun new recyclable things. So fun. And I always have these. So ideally you would want these on their eye level, but my classroom I can't. So my alternative is to put them on like little clothespins. So if they want to take one down, either they can do it or I can do it. And that way they can use them as they wish, and it's not just like wallpaper on the wall. And then the other shelf is all the stuff I always have in the block center. Just signs and construction props and things like that. And then the last I have for you is some science. So, which I'll show you that in just a second. So all of this is in my trash and recycling science kit. So I made some sensory bottles, but you don't actually need the science kit to do this. So some kiddos, if they've never been somewhere where there's a lot of litter, and maybe they've never experienced it, or like water pollution, what you can do is you can say, can you find the animals in the dirt? And how do you think, oh, that's the fish, that goes in the water. How do you think they feel if they're having to live, that one goes in the water, that's a fish, here's the bug. How do you think they feel having to live around all of this trash? Is it easy to find them? Is it harder to find them? And as they're digging, they're going to find more trash. But it's just a way for them to actually manipulate kind of trash and what's going on. So yeah, so it's just dirt. And then obviously all of this is clean. Like none of this is actually dirty. I washed all of the packaging and everything to make sure it's not dirty. You can even put some little worms in there. And then I have the little land pollution poster, but you can use the freebie that is included. And then I made a sensory bottle, so if you don't want to do that, you can make a sensory bottle, which I just put a whole bunch of trash, some little, you can't even find them. They'll have to shake to find them. But there's some bugs in here, so they have to find the bugs amidst all the land pollution. There's one. So if you don't want to do this, You can make a sensory bottle. I also did air pollution, which is just cotton balls for clouds with some what is this? Brown liquid watercolor. And then I made a water pollution one, just put another tray underneath. So how do you think the fish feel? Can you find the fish? This is actually oregano, you guys. I just sprinkled some oregano on top. How do you think the animals feel? Can you find them? And I also added, this is why my fingers are yellow, I added some yellow food coloring to it so they can see how the water's not blue anymore. It's gross and dirty. And if you don't want to do that, just make one in a sensory bottle. And you can see some of this is even like, I made last year, I think, or 2 years ago. But yeah, there's like a raisin container. There's some cardboard in there, straw, a can top. But yeah, but just so they can find it or see if they can find the fishes in there. So the dirt, I literally got that from outside. And then I put it in so people are asking where I got this dirt from. I got it from outside. I had a dirt pile in my yard. I knew there wasn't chemicals in it. Like there wasn't fertilizer or anything on it. So I grabbed that and then I put it in the freezer to kill any bugs that were in it and then took it out and put it in there. So yeah, and if you are getting dirt, make sure you're getting dirt that doesn't have any fertilizers in it. So we don't want, obviously, kiddos playing in dirt that have fertilizers. And then in my trash and recycling science unit, I have a whole bunch of great vocabulary cards all about recycling. And then they're basically back here at the science table. They're sorting what is garbage, paper, plastic, metal, or glass. If that is too hard for your kiddos, just have them sort what is garbage and what is recycling. And I would just tape these to the table. I didn't tonight, obviously, because I'm not teaching this year. So I set this up just for you guys. And then there's a prompt. Use the magnifying glass to look closer. There's a little book and some pages so they can write or draw. And again, all of this trash is clean. I washed it all. And I know this looks like a lot to prep, so let me tell you my secret. Everything on this tray, so I just literally put this in the baggie, and then I put it in my science bin, and I'm ready to go. And then I just let all of that dry, and then I put that in a baggie too, and then I have it with my unit, so that way I don't have to find all of this trash and recycling every year. And it also comes with this fun anchor chart you can do at Circle or at small group. So yeah, so that's my little science center. And then, oh, my poor plant, I guess I should water him or her. Then I have all my regular science goodies at the science table. And then my math shelf is back here. And I have all of my normal math things. And typically, I said I'm not teaching this year, but I always have a themed math game up on top. So the 2 themed Earth Day activities would go back here when we're not using them for small group. So I hope all of this helped you guys with lots and lots of Earth Day fun activities to kind of spark your teacher brain and get you guys excited about all the things that you can do for an Earth Day theme. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, so the posters are free on the blog, which the link is at the top of this post. The STEM, which all the Block Center posters, those are in the STEM I Can Build pack. The science is in the science unit. The math and literacy centers are in the math and literacy centers unit, but the link is at the top to all of it. And you can grab it if you want. If not, just do some really awesome stuff in your classroom. And I know you'll be awesome because all the stuff you guys show us in the Pocket of Preschool Facebook group is amazing. You guys are like on fire, even with all the challenges that the world is bringing teachers right now. So I hope you guys have a great day, great night. Enjoy your weekend. Plan at school, plan at home. Do what works for you. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.